remember that duck float. Okay. I'm Dave McGurk. I went, I think around 60, 61. I was a nature counselor the first year. Went up there as a teenager at Camp Otter. Didn't have any idea what to do. That became apparent. So the next year I went up and became a sailing counselor. Both years, Howie was just so much fun. He used to sit, you know, the small kids into the big long dining table. And whenever the bug juice would get spilled, he'd say, "Remember the Johnstown flood?" Steady there, boy, steady. Remember the Johnstown flood? And he said, "Remember what Dewey said? Synchronize." When you're passing, you know, synchronize. So he's kind of a fun guy to remember. And I remember Bill having the sharpest axe I'd ever seen, and being able to take it in his great big hands and slice the top 2 inches off of a pine log, 15 feet long, for the base for a cabin that we're going to roll down through the woods or something like that. Amazing, amazing guy. I got out, much less amazing as me, when I got out of Otter, I joined the Navy, went into electronics, and did that for a while. And then I went to government service, education, the Department of Motor Vehicles. If you've ever been to a drinking driver program, it's so good because me. And then I retired recently, and I'm working on a book. So that's.
What's the book about?
The book is an attempt to bring my the stuff that I learned from practicing an Eastern religion for the last 17 years, Buddhism, into plain English for young men. And you don't know many young men who even think about religious, spiritual kinds of things. I don't mean religion in an organized sense. And I'm amazed at how many people don't even recognize spiritual issues when they come up, or have the words to talk about them if they're focused on them. So there's a big need there, I think, to put the stuff that we know and that the people in Japan and China and India have known for a long time into words that we can use in English in America. I think it's a worthwhile project, so that's what I'm trying to do. Next.
I'm Grace Waters, Young, and I didn't make the last reunion, and it's such a thrill to be here this time. And I talked to my husband, what happened to him? He was here a minute ago. Into coming here.
We bored him to death already.
Because I haven't been back to Dorset or the Northwoods or anything like that since I was 20 years old, and you know that was just a day or two ago. We are going to do that this trip. And, well, anyway, I've done a million things. I live in Arizona, and you all have to come visit me. If I like you, be careful if I invite you to come in the summer. Don't come in the summer, but any other time, please come out. I live in Tucson. I've been out there for 25 years, and I haven't done any camping to speak of, but they go hiking all the time, and we've got a big trip planned to go to the Grand Canyon. So. And I've gone to camp all my life, but I never went to camp until I went to Camp Otter. Now that was an experience. But here's the story that most of you, many of you know, but everybody knows Park Huber as a legend of the camp. And I had a big crush on him, as did most of the girls, I think. I don't know what it was about Park, but we all had this big crush on him. Well, he and my husband knew all about it because I used to see Bob Swanek and Ann Wilder in New York City, and we all hung out together and everything. So we were always joking about Parky Huber. So I got married and went on my honeymoon, and this guy, these people on this tennis court at this fancy resort where we were on our honeymoon, this guy kept saying, park this, park that. I thought, you know, there aren't too many parks in this world. I didn't recognize him at all, but it was Parky Huber. My dream come true. He was on my honeymoon. I had somebody else, you know, who was sitting in this chair. wife. Anyway, that was fun. I was a little confused that night. But just hearing everybody talk today makes me want to cry. I want to do it again, and I didn't bring any Kleenex, so if anybody can help me out with that.
Bigger bogey this great Yahoo! You've been sleeping under an aluminum with all of the bags of cocoa, sugar, flour, under the corpse to keep them dry. He had felt this rather warm breath and he got one of the that made breakfast. And he opened his eyes and it was a big dark muzzle. And so when he did the Yahoo, fortunately, that aluminum food also made plenty of noise, and the bear decided that breakfast wasn't worth it. So that was the last run up the hill. We didn't see it again, but that, I think, was one of my most memorable experiences. But there are so many, and I think the most wonderful part of it is all of the people that came down, and I think there was not a person who wasn't a special person, and we all have such wonderful memories of each and every person we met there. It was great and very informative part of all our work. And thank you very much, Mrs. Rogers, for your part in our lives there.
What you remember. All of them is great. What everybody's been saying, I can say too, and I won't because I want everybody to speak. But I did want to remember when Bobby Swanwick trained me for the 440 race at the Dorset Regatta. And I have a picture. It was, I'd never done anything competitively in my life. And I think the triumph is that I was gloriously happy training for this and not too frightened to jump in and go be part of the race, and very proud, even though I was perhaps the last person to swim back under the bridge. And there were some people after me. I did not win the race, but I was so happy that I did it. And Camp Otter for me was just a very sane experience. It helped me a great deal in my life. Things made sense. They kept out of the way they didn't make sense at home sometimes. And I was interested to hear Rachel say that it was by design that we didn't have electricity and running water. I thought that just sort of happened. Not when somebody made a decision that we could be better served. But of course we were better served. And I'm trying to get back to that now. My kids are grown and I can choose more what kind of life I have. And I'm getting back to the wilderness. I have a partner I can go camping with finally after many years. And so great to be here with you all. And this is such an important part of all our lives. Thank you.
More itself, I gave you already before the announcements at center part of the dining hall. I always welcome you all your announcements, especially announced the Singing Disc Award. Good old city. Outside, with the long choosing of rocks and everything else, we decided to go there. And that night I saw a beautiful phenomenon in the skies, which for me it was a long time before I realized what I really saw. It was a beautiful, clear night. The sky was extremely dark. And I ran out of wishes on shooting stars about 80, and I saw a whole bunch more. I did not realize later it was his Percy's meteor shower. And there was even with little small little slim lights, some very large meteors that crossed the entire sky. You would see the tails spark in the background. And I'm not too sure, but I think I may have heard the hear one or two of those. And that's one of my memorable things I saw up there. There's so numerous many things I saw. It's hard to say which is my favorite because a lot of them are very memorable. And it was wonderful to see all so many familiar faces. And I hope we all can see each other down the road in the hall.